They go to commercial, and they come back from commercial, and Taz remains on commentary, and he says Jericho will not be able to appear on Rampage after that attack. And I'm like, the attack happened like 2 minutes ago. I don't know. This is like funny. So then Leo Rush walked out to address Team Taz, and Leo said Taz is a commentator, so he should know him because that's his job. And he said if he knew him, he'd know he had the odds stacked against him his entire career. Leo represented the fact that Taz said that his crew had a 100% chance of winning the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal next week because it implied that he had a 0% chance, and everyone knows he's a fighter. Taz told him that he might as well retire. So then Ricky Starks and Dante Martin walked out, and Dante Martin still has he said a word yet? Still, or has he just been he hasn't said a word yet, has he? Okay. No. So he walked out, kind of like intimidating to Leo, and they all laughed in his face, and that was the end of the segment.
Yeah, Leo, I don't think came across very well.
I think he did.
Did you?
No. It wasn't good, but he at least tried to cut a fiery promo. Like, it wasn't his fault that he was trying. But
he did cut a fiery promo, but again, I say this every week, and I'll continue to say it this week. He looks and he sounds like a little kid. Like, he sounds like he hasn't even hit puberty, because his voice is not very, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, so next we got our boy Mark Sterling, who's with Jade Cargill. Oh. And they said they had a match.
He doesn't need this guy. I'm not sure why he's there. He's like Abraham Abrahantes. He adds zero to the mix.
Must be somebody's friend.
What is the deal with that? Why is that a thing?
She doesn't need me, man.
So listen to this match that they're announcing for Rampage. Okay, so Rampage did his lowest number ever last week, right? So this week they said they had a match on Rampage and with Thunder Rosa's student Janai Kai.
Who?
Riveting.
I just think it's funny. Like, people, the dirt sheet guys listen to clips of the show.
That's what they're using as somebody to capture your attention to watch the show. A student of Thunder Rosa.
Okay, so then Thunder Rosa walks out and said she would be a commentator for their match, and she couldn't wait to watch her student take Jade out. Cargo rolled her eyes and walked away, and Thunder Rosa started just like yelling in Spanish, and then just cut her off.
Yeah. Very strange.
All right, okay.
I like that.
This is a funny thing. It's like everybody keeps saying I'm a hater. I always hate it, and I'm like pointing out. It's like, dude, I'm telling you why your numbers aren't. Because I'm critical of the show. Like, I'm being critical of the show because the ratings aren't good. So the show is not good. It's like if your show is increasing in ratings every week, there'd be more good stuff to talk about. But I'm pointing out things that I'm telling you.
Right. One thing is just to say something, but you're telling them why, and sometimes even trying to give a solution. So most people just hate and just roll.
Right. Yeah. So next is Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander. This was not well. It started off. What these girls are doing, and they're not good at. They're doing the Rey Mysterio Dominic spots, where you run at the girl and you flip backwards onto her, where your leg scissor her. She picks you up and you do the Mexican arm drag off her, right? But they do it so the girl is running so slow, it just looks very clumsy. Like, did you notice this, Conan?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's something that Sasha's done in the past too. That we've always.
Yeah, you got to be.
In their mind's eye, they're doing it, but when it comes time to execute, it's too.
It's just too slow, and it looks. And the other girl looks like she's doing all the work lifting you up because you're so slow running up there. It looks ridiculous. So then,
is that a trust thing? Is that just a trust issue with the other person because you don't?
No, bro. These girls are trying.
It's a timing thing, bro. They should go in the ring before the show, and maybe they do, and they should time it and get it right. You don't just watch a videotape and go backstage and go, "Hey, can you do this?" Because they're not at that level. Some guys, you just go in the back and you say, "Hey, can you do this?" They say, "Yeah," and they can do it because they're a good base. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
So Statlander looked like the better worker in this match. Her offense looked good, and she looked like a bully. She's the bigger girl, and she's more athletic than Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
Which why this finish, Statlander should look, and out of 10 minutes of work that these two girls did, this match went on for 10 minutes, right? After 10 minutes, there's no way I would have said that, like, okay, Ruby Soho is going to win this match, the other girl should win. Because Statlander looked like she should have beat this girl.
She's probably the most athletic girl on that roster.
Right. So after the match, Soho offered a handshake and gave Statlander. They hugged each other. All right. So then Vicky Guerrero walks down the ramp and got in the face of Statlander. And then Nyla Rose attacked Soho from behind the ring. And Statlander ran back to make the save and Rose bailed. What did you think of this?
I thought the match was good. Like you said, there were some clumsy spots when they tried to do lucha because obviously they're not they haven't done it. They haven't had a lot of reps with each other doing this, so there might be a timing issue there. It was a good match, better than I expected. And I guess they're going to set up something with Nyla Rose and Statlander.
Yeah. So next is it's part of the tournament. There's the next thing in the tournament. So
Disco. Another thing for tonight is we got to try to cram Kevin in if we can too. So
that's fine.
Right.
So Andrade comes out for the main event and he's got a knife. All right. So
that was what?
I don't know. Okay. So Cody comes out and Arn goes to hug Cody. Then Jose the assistant goes to run it. I don't know what the spot was supposed to be here because Jose the assistant was running at Arn and Andrade goes and him and Cody got in the hockey fight spot.
I think Arn was trying to move out of the way and fell off the stage.
I think it was supposed to be a ducked clothesline because Arn falls. He slips and falls off the stage, and you can see Jose the assistant doing like a little mock close, like he was going to clothesline him.
All right.
Right. Okay. So, but then Arn got back up and started giving the kid the business. So they did a million spots in this. I don't know. They had a sledgehammer. They had a golden shovel, like all this, whatever. And
so that sledgehammer spot. I mean, Cody's got to get Triple H out of his mind. I mean, those are targeted little things that he can't get over that hump. Like
I think he's just trying to win people back over. Is what it is.
I just don't get it. Like every opportunity he gets, the throne spot, the sledgehammer, like get over it. It's done. You're somewhere else. Move on because it's petty now. You know what I mean?
So this match delved into a typical 2021 street fight where they're setting up furniture. You got to bring the table and set it up out there and everything. So the table got set up and Cody was slammed. Andrade climbed to the top and Cody knocked him into position for a superplex. Andrade recovered and headbutted him down, and Brandy then entered the ring and set the table on fire. Bro, this is the funniest thing. The dirt sheet guys keep like, okay. Cody then landed a reverse suplex through the table. All right, it appeared. Okay, this is not what it appeared. This is what happened. It appeared Cody went through the table and Andrade landed past it. Yeah, that's what happened. So literally, Cody suplexed himself through the fiery table. Okay, and he was the one that got up and pinned. Instead of the wrong guy won the match. It's like Andrade should have pinned Cody because Cody's the one that went through the flaming table. I mean, did I miss something there? Let me tell. This finish is botched. The wrong guy won the match. The way they executed that move, Andrade should have covered Cody.
Well, not only that, bro. I think it was like an overbooked finish where there were so many other times in the match where they could have gone home and gotten a good pop, and he's trying so hard to get the people into looking at him that he's a badass. Mm-hmm. He got whooped with the weight belt. He bled. He did every trick that you can do. He got attacked while he was coming on stage. They fought through the crowd, which always gets heat. Like, he's trying to do everything he can, and the people. There was a point when it was split, mm-hmm. But you're doing it against. You're having to use all these tricks, And I just think that if he turned heel, especially with Brandy, who's also kind of like him, unlikable, and why didn't she just come in and milk it a little bit? She just came in, took off the hood, and but I think them as a heel, they'd be great.
Why was she wearing a hood in the first place?
Who knows?
She just ran out there and took it off.
Yeah, right.
Wanted
exactly.
to do. They
she
thought
just
they
went in the ring and took it off.
Yeah, they thought they'd get a big reveal out of it.
Yeah.
Conan, have you ever taken that spot before?
Which one?
The flaming table.
A flaming table.
I don't think I have. No.
And Di, you've never taken that, right?
No.
Did anyone notice what was going on with Cody's back? He had like a bunch of schmutz on.
Probably had a flame retardant on it or something like that.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
and it was peeling off
to protect himself from burns.
There you go. Yep.
Which, if anybody knows what that is, buries him even more, But anyway,
makes him look like a whatever.
You hear what Taz said about it?
Because nobody was waiting.
Like, what's on his back?
He said it was. He said it was trash, right?
He was like, no, yeah, but then later he's like, it looked like it must have been someone drinking a bottle of glue.
It's char from the table.
I could have told you the show would not have done a good rating and didn't drop in the ratings again. It only did 860,000, so it was like.
That's the rating for this show?
Yep.
That already came out?
Do you think?
Yeah, it comes out on Thursday at 1 o'clock.
So,
compared to last week, what was it? Higher or lower?
Higher last week.
Yeah, it was higher last week.
Hey, Disco, but haven't they been airing like a little earlier on the West Coast? Do you think that's a factor also?
No. But the quality of the show is a factor.
Look at the show.
I mean, just watch the show. There's nothing happening. It's just not. It's not.
Think about it. So, did you see the whole show, Fernando?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so what?
I mean, I thought it was good.
What did you like about the show? What was something that you were like, wow, that was really good?
I actually like the street fight. Like, I see that they're trying to like win people back.
The street fight was good. The street fight was good.
Yeah.
The finish was overbooked, I thought. But go ahead.
The women's match was decent. It actually wasn't like a bathroom break. I don't know. I still don't like what they're doing with Punk and Danielson. I think they're just trying to, it's like participation.
They're building
make everybody look good.
They're building to Winter is Coming, which is what 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks. Hangman versus Danielson.
I wonder if they'll put Punk versus MJF on TV. In some form. I think
isn't Punk gonna fight Wardlow soon or something?
I guess he would have to, right, to get to MJF.
Yeah.
All right. So that was AEW. I thought it was underwhelming.